Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good evening. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Pascal Show. We got some updates. Wow. We got some things to talk about. Okay. First off, I want to say a big thank you to everybody for being here. It really, really means a lot. As always, it means the world to me that you guys are here, spending your time with me, because you guys could be doing a plethora of other things right now. So again, I appreciate you guys being here with me. But still, we got some breaking news. Might as well do this. Breaking mother-loving news. You know, you think you're done for the night. You know, I said I was going to be on in a couple hours, and then I was like, I'm going to take some time to kind of chill, relax a little bit, eat a decent meal. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, nope. The news said no. We're going to just get right into it. We're going to, we're going to get you busy, as always. As somebody said in the beginning, the news be newsing today, guys. Well, at least right now. Oh, my Lord. Because we haven't even, we're not even done. And oh my God. Let me just say this really quick. The things I'm about to say to you right now is absolutely nuts. Okay? I don't even have the lawsuit yet. I don't even have the documents of this lawsuit yet. Okay? So we will be breaking it down most likely first thing in the morning. Okay? Because it's late. But I did want to break this news to you because this is breaking news. This is something this is big. And we already know this particular individual. Well, not this particular individual, but we know the people who are representing this particular individual. Just so you know. Also, I will say that this is not a Jane Doe. Yes. Because I know a lot of y'all like, oh, you know, this is the Jane Does. They probably, they're hiding behind the pseudonyms and stuff. Now, here's the thing, okay? I talked about this on my second channel, okay? Diddy wants names. Before we go into this breaking news info, okay? I talked about this, okay? I talked about this in the... Oh, yes. And I know, Jillian, thank you so much for letting me know that. See now, Jillian, if you were subscribed to my secondary channel, actually most of y'all, because you're like, yeah, there's a presser tomorrow. Just so you know, I've been known this. I did a video about this on my second channel. See, we do our lives here. We do some updates and smaller videos over on the second channel. So make sure you are subscribed to my secondary channel so you know what's on and popping out here. Okay, Caprice, thank you so much for first off for the super chat, and I will make sure to see what you sent me. Okay, when I get a second. But let me just get this here going here. Okay, before we continue on with the intro and all that crap. All right, we talked about this. Diddy is now demanding names. He wants names. He wants to know exactly who are the people that are filing these lawsuits. He doesn't want these Jane Doe number 2, Jane Doe number 69, okay? And no pun intended with the number 69, but I'm just saying, okay? He doesn't want any of that. He wants every single last one of those people to be exposed. So that he says he can be prepared to defend himself in these lawsuits. Now, I'm going to be real. It ain't happening. Like, that's not going to happen. I don't see prosecution going, okay, here's our list. Here you go, enjoy it. Nah, it's not going to happen. You know, 2 weeks before the trial or a month before the trial, everybody's going to disappear, or they're going to sit there and go, nope, not going to do it anymore. Nope. I don't want to show up. You can scratch my name off the witness list, and you can scratch my name off the lawsuits and all that stuff, right? And of course, there's going to be a lot of John and Jane Does. Let's keep it real. But at the same time, that is something that's very interesting in my personal opinion. And I also think, one, if they were to bend, if the feds were to bend a knee at that demand, that could be very big and a good thing in a way for Diddy. Because a lot of people will sit there and bow out instantly because they're faking it. If they're lying, they're going to walk out. At some point, their story is going to show up to be faulty. So yes, it could trim out the fat and trim out the BS for sure. Okay? But at the same time, all those people that were already nervous to step forward in the first place might go and cower back in fear very quickly because they are finding out that their names are about to be exposed and they don't want to put themselves in that kind of danger. So it's not beneficial. It's beneficial for him in a sinister way and for a legal way, like trimming out the BS, trimming out the liars, right? But of course, in a sinister way, he could be like, oh, now I know who you are, Sam Shanahan. You know what I'm saying? You live at such a, you know what I'm saying? And that could be very dangerous and very scary. But I don't think that the feds are going to sit there and bend a knee to that demand. I don't see it happening anytime soon, in my personal opinion. And then on top of that, outside of that, I just don't see that happening outside of court with these other individual lawsuits, the 120 lawsuits. They're not going to do it. There's no way. Why? Because he's a monster. He's an absolute monster. So getting back into the intro, wanted to get that off my chest. All right. And we will be talking about these things a little bit more in detail tomorrow morning for sure. Okay. Oh, and no, Carbonize. I love my sleep. When I get it, I love it. Okay. So I'm going to try to get some sleep tonight by doing this quickly. So if you could do me a favor, hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Crush it. Okay. Do me that solid. Crush that like button. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on the TikTok. I got some roses up on the top up here. So please show some love. Send some roses if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. Please and thank you if you're watching on the TikTok. Make sure you're reacting, hitting that like button, commenting, all that stuff. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, if you please go to my secondary channel. Like I said, I do a lot of other updates on my secondary channel. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button on the Pascal Show clips. Because a lot of things I talk about over there. Sometimes I don't talk about it over here. Okay, so subscribe to both channels. Go and follow on all my other platforms: Facebook, X, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Rumble. If you're on Rumble, please be sure to follow. That'll be greatly appreciated. Okay, hit that join button down below. Support the channel. You can support even further by checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. There's locals.com/The Pascal Show. And of course, pascalmerch.com. You can get dope hoodies and t-shirts like this t-shirt right here. The math ain't mathin'. Go check it out. I'm sure you'll find something to love and put onto your body. Okay, let's get into this. Now, first off, oh my God, I might as well just keep hitting this. This is bad. Let me tell you something. This is very bad. Okay? How bad is it, Pascal? Actually, I could do that now with this.
How bad is it, Pascal?
Well, how bad is it? It's so bad that there may be ways of seeing proof of him doing something here, if this is entirely true. Now, the thing is this is not a Jane Doe. Let me just tell you that first off. But what is being said here, this could be worse than Cassie, yo. That sounded like Cassio. No. Worse than Cassie, yo. All right. Not the little Casio like keyboard. Okay. This could be worse than Cassie, yo. Why? Because of this title alone. And I got to say this really quick. I'm going to be using a lot of code words. Okay. So I'm going to be saying kniff. If you know what a kniff is, just use your brain and spell it out. Knife. Knief. Okay. I'll say it like that. A knief. All right. But this is terrible right here. This particular woman is saying she was attacked so viciously that he actually used a remote. That's how I'm going to say it. With a remote, y'all. Ooh. Okay. After she made a comment to him about her theory on her theory about him possibly having something to do with Tupac's demise. This is crazy. Apparently on FaceTime a couple years ago, she said some things to him on FaceTime. And then, and of course, this is very broad strokes, very, very summarized because it's going to be explained in this article here in a second. But then suddenly she goes over to a friend's house and there he shows up to the house there, attacks her. Then he viciously attacks her, SAs her with a group of men saying that she was GB'd. Then she tries to attack the man. Chased him down, okay? Then he's sitting there begging for his life, allegedly, as she's about to attack him with this kniff. And she has a change of mind, a change of heart. So she turns around and runs off, only for him to suddenly change his attitude of cowering in fear to running after her now, and then tries to attack her. At some point here, she gets him in the stomach. She actually slices him in the stomach, which is why I'm saying some of this information is very interesting and it makes you wonder, So apparently he got hit. There was a connection with the knife and his stomach. Now, if that's true, it does make you wonder, does he have any scars in that area at all? Like I said, this is very, very, very broad strokes, okay? There's a lot more details in this article. Of course, the lawsuit, I'm sure, says a whole lot more, but this is the same thing. And this is a dead giveaway, or this is a, let's just say, spoiler alert, okay? She talks about actually going to the police and filing complaints, filing reports, and then having issues about filing those reports. Now, you already know what I'm talking about if you've been watching my secondary channel, just so you know. So this is very interesting. So we're going to get into this. We're going to take a look at this. Please be sure to hit that like button down below. Please and thank you. Crush it, crush it, crush it. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. As soon as you get in here, hit the like button. It helps share the story. It helps spread the word, so on and so forth. I will say this. This is one of the lawsuits that we've been waiting for a while. And now it's coming out. And this is big. Because if this is anywhere, any way, shape, or form true, man, Diddy has a lot of explaining to do. And he is a vicious mother lover. So hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Don't forget to hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. We're going to get into this article. Do not forget to follow, subscribe. Let's get into this, my lord. Get ready. Hold on to your butts, because it's about to get knuckin' futs. Oh, my gosh. And I rhymed. Hey, look at me. Hey. I got boars. Okay? Boars. All right, guys, let's get into this. A remote, y'all. Insane. But let me blow this up a little bit more. Okay. Allegedly, Diddy, I'm going to say allegedly, okay? Diddy used a TV remote to attack a woman as payback for her telling him she believed he had something to do with Tupac's unaliving, at least according to a new lawsuit. The Bad Boy founder is being sued by a woman named Ashley Parham. There you go. That is her name, everybody. Don't wear it out. It's not a Jane Doe. She put her name out there. Her name is Ashley Parham, who claims Diddy SA'd her in a GB style R. You can read it right there. I don't need it. You know exactly. A group SA. Okay? After she dissed him on a FaceTime call. According to the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, Parham met a friend at Diddy's at a bar in February of 2018. He called Diddy on FaceTime, but Parham says she wasn't impressed by the man's famous friend, telling Diddy to his face she thought he played a part in Tupac's demise. So she's ballsy. She's a bold one, okay? Parham claims Diddy told her she would pay for her Tupac comment and overall dismissal of him. And she says 1 month later, Diddy's friend set her up for Diddy to R her. In her lawsuit, Parham says the man she met at the bar invited her over to his Oridna, California home. And when she was there, Diddy showed up and told her, quote unquote, she thought she would never see him in person. She says Diddy held a knife to the side of her face and told her he was going to give her a Glasgow smile in retaliation for her Tupac comments. Like making her look like the Joker, okay? Like what's his face? Heath Ledger's Joker, okay? For you Batman nerds out there. Anyway, Parham claims Diddy's top consultant, KK, okay, Christina Coram, okay, was there too. By the way, two co-conspirators, his friend and Christina Coram, KK, that's his assistant, right? She was there too. And KK told Diddy not to, use the knife on her face because they could sell her to potential clients for the SEX. Parham claims KK then threatened to ship her off ship her off anywhere in the world, never to see her family again. So KK said, I will move you. I will move you somewhere else. There's KK, chief of staff at Combs Enterprises. Look at that. Combs Enterprises. Look at this here. Christina, aka KK, keeps everything in my life and my businesses running. She's been my right hand for at least 8 years and has consistently proven to execute and get ish done. Don't know how I'd function without her. Yeah, I bet you don't. Yeah. Let's continue. In the docs, Parham claims Diddy removed her clothing, removed the knife from her face, and then got a bottle of liquid from a large fanny pack and covered her body in the liquid substance. She says Diddy and KK tried to wow. So KK was involved too, guys. Tried to insert something into her, okay, that they referred to as a IUD, but it malfunctioned. And then Diddy picked up a TV remote and violently inserted using that remote. So he sprayed her with baby oil, and Miss KK was in the room and assisted in trying to attack her. So KK is alleged of sharing and helping in this disturbing, violent crime. Wow. Co-conspirator indeed. Moving on, though. Parham claims Diddy told her that her life was in his hands and that he could, quote unquote, take her, and she would never be seen again. And then he later violently arred her, you know, and instructed two other men to do the same, which she says they did. She also claims another man with Diddy attacked her from the front. After the alleged GBR, after the GB style R, Parham claims Diddy and his buddies left her limp body inside the home as they went into the backyard to smoke weed and cigarettes. She says when she finally regained her bodily functions, she grabbed a knife and an oversized shirt and tried to leave, but had to get past Diddy to reach the exit. She says she confronted Diddy, who she says was surprised to see her walking because he had given her enough substances to take out a horse. Parham claims Diddy told her he, quote unquote, hadn't had any hadn't had it that tight in a while. I'm trying my best here. All right. And offered her money and told her to say everything was consensual. Parham says she refused and threatened to go to the cops, with Diddy telling her no one would believe her, and if she told anyone, he would harm her family. She says one of her associates showed her a phone that appeared to be a live streaming video from outside her sister's home. What? Hold on, I'm reading that again because I still can't believe it. Hold on. She says one of his associates showed her a phone that appeared to be live streaming video from outside her sister's home. The fuck? What? Okay. What? That's insane. That's terrifying if this is true. Okay? Burglar. Let's continue. In the suit, Parham claims Diddy even called his mama Janice in an effort to convince her not to report the R. Oh my God. You realize the reason why I'm reacting so big on that one right there? I mean, not only is he live streaming the outside of the victim's sister's home, but let me just point this out. The mama, Gam, okay? Combs' own mama knew what was going on, but she put out a statement. If this is true, she put out a statement being like, oh, he's made some things. He's made some mistakes. We've all been wrong before. We've all sinned before, haven't we? Isn't that what she said? And now she's saying that Diddy even called his own mama to talk to her, to try to talk her down. Now here, Ashley, what's your name, sweetheart? Okay, girl. Now listen. What? That's crazy. As she's sitting there holding the knife, wearing an oversized shirt, trying to find a way to get the hell out that house after just being GBR'd. What the hell? Okay. All right. I'll calm down. So, so they were trying to convince her not to report the R. Okay. And she says Diddy's mother yelled at her not to hurt her son and brushed off Ashley's claims Diddy R'd her. So Parham claims Diddy told her he'd gotten away with bigger crimes and again referred to Tupac. She says the Tupac comment angered one of the men who was with Diddy, who drew an actual pew-pew and later fired a shot that sent Diddy running. She says she then chased after Diddy with the knife, caught up to him, and was about to, do the business, get him, stick it to him, when he started pleading for his life. She said she had a moment of clarity and ran for the exit, but Diddy chased her down and wielded the blade at him. And she wielded the blade at him, grazing his abdomen. Again, apparently she had the knife in her hand and she cut him somehow. Interesting. In the docks, Parham claims she escaped to the street and yelled for neighbors to call the cops. Does this sound familiar, guys? I'm letting you, I'm cooking, but I'm just saying, does this sound familiar? We've heard a lawyer talk about something about a particular victim running out of a house in a nice, quiet suburban area, screaming bloody murder. Okay, I'm going to continue on. She then heard Diddy's SUV speeding away from the home. Parham claims the sheriff from the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Department responded, and she told him she had been violently GB'd by Diddy and others, but she didn't believe the CCCSD investigated her claims. She also says she reported the R to the Walnut Creek Police and the Orinda Police Department, but was told no law enforcement agency had opened an active investigation into any of her reports. Does that sound familiar? Okay. Parham's attorneys in this lawsuit are, there she is, Ariel Mitchell Kidd and Sean Perez. So this is separate, completely separate from the 120 SA victims that Texas attorney Tony Busby says he's filing against Diddy. And of course, they've reached out to Diddy's camp and there was no word back. But here's the thing. This particular individual, Ashley Parham, is now saying, one, she's not hiding behind a pseudonym. She's not hiding behind some nom de plume. She is not hiding behind a Jane Doe. She is saying, this is my name and I'm here to tell my story. Her story is pretty wild. I will say that. It is pretty nuck and futz. Let's keep it a bean. But at the same time, could it be the truth? Could that have really happened to this woman? Very likely. Okay. Now, I want you to remember, this is the same person. Remember, we've been waiting for this lawsuit. We've been waiting for that specific lawsuit for a minute now, guys. It's been weeks. We had Ariel Mitchell Kidd on News Nation countless times talking about not only what her client went through as a victim, running out in the streets screaming bloody murder, a witness seeing her outside a dark black SUV speeding off down the road away from the house that she was at, because she claims that she was attacked viciously inside the home of a friend who happens to also be a friend of Diddy's, who apparently is the one who also set up this GBR as well. That's crazy. Okay, so Ashia, hopefully I'm saying it one of those right. No disrespect. GBR is a gang R. Gang. R. I can't say those things. And a knife is a knife. A little pokey. Okay? I know. I need like a glossary table of contents down below or something like that so that everybody understands what I'm talking about. All right? But there's certain things I cannot say a lot in these videos, unfortunately, especially when they're that bad. Just so you know. All right? So, GBR'd. First off, she was R'd with a TV remote with not only just Diddy, but also KK. Then she was viciously GBR'd by a group of men. Then when she came to, she tried to fight her way out. But then somehow she was able to stay there long enough to have a conversation with Diddy and a conversation with his own mama, where the mama was trying to convince her to basically calm down and don't hurt my baby, and don't file any report on being R'd. So then the topic of Tupac comes back up. All right. And this angers one of the Diddy's henchmen, who pulls out his pew, pulls the trigger, and this makes Diddy run after the victim, Ashley Parham. Let me make sure I got that timeline correct. Somebody, y'all are late to the party, dag nabbit. Okay? But I will show you who KK is. KK, y'all so late to the party. KK is Christina Coram. Christina Coram is the person who has been an assistant. He even says his chief of staff at Combs Enterprises, the same enterprise that has been alleged of moving people, so on and so forth, constructing all of these freak offs in various places all over the world as well, moving people across state lines, if not across to other countries as well, internationally. This is Christina Coram. They also call her KK, just so you know. Now, if she really did successfully connect that knife to his abdomen, then he has some sort of scar somewhere on his body from her encounter with him. That's the other thing too, because if he was attacked, would he have gone to a hospital, or would he have had somebody come out and help him out and just mend his wounds? There's two different possibilities there. But if he was taken into a hospital, there would be reports of that injury in the abdomen area for sure. There would be. Okay? So let me just make sure I got this timeline correct, because there's so much going on. Okay. She grabbed the kniff, she grabbed the oversized shirt, right? She's about to exit. He tries to, I guess he's trying to flatter her or something by saying that was the tightest I've ever had. I don't know. That's insane stuff. But then he's sitting there. She's refusing to say this was consensual. She wants to leave. So then he calls his mom, and then she's on the phone, I guess, trying to convince her to let it go. Okay. So then the conversation of Tupac comes up. One of the men gets angry, pulls out a pew, and later pulled the trigger that sent Diddy running. So then Diddy ran, but he was running away. Okay, running away from the woman. So she chased after him. Now, I think he ran away because maybe it was because the gun went off and he freaked out about it. Maybe that's what it is. But he went running away. She chased after him. She's about to go and, do the business with the kniff. And he's like, no, don't do it. So she's like, what the hell am I doing? He's running away. Why am I running after him? Man, I need to be running out the front door. So she starts to book it. But then he chases her down. And of course, she still had the blade. And then it grazed his abdomen. So then she escaped to the street. She screams for neighbors to call 911. He jumps in a car with his henchmen, with his cohorts, and they drive off into the night. Maybe, I don't know if this is morning or night. I'm sure the documents will share more information, but still very interesting, right? But then, even on top of that, she goes to the police department. She fills out reports, right? And she doesn't believe that they investigated any of her claims. Then she reported the R to another police department. Okay, actually 2 different police departments: Walnut Creek Police and Oridna Police. But was told no law enforcement agency had opened up an active investigation into any of her reports. So that's insane, right? That's insane, right? Now, here's the thing. Because I don't have it. I need to pull it up, though. So I need you guys need to grant me a little bit of grace so I can find it again. But it's in News Nation, okay? Oh, actually, wait. What? Okay, some new info. There's new info. There's something else here that just dropped 23 minutes ago. So we're gonna watch this as well. In fact, hold on, guys. I need a second. Man, this is crazy. What in the hell? Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to make this make sense right now. I'm sorry. This is some wild-ish. Hold on. First off, need to do that. Then this. Now, here's the thing. Allegedly, because I got another video I want to share with you guys and I need to find it. It's from News Nation, but News Nation just dropped a new video with the lawyer, with Ariel Mitchell Kidd. Same lawyer that's been out here talking about not only about the her client's gruesome, unthinkable attack and fight for survival, but she has also talked about knowing about these S tapes, these spicy tapes that have been, that there have been bidding wars about and all that stuff. She's also the one that's been talking about that as well, right? So this is very interesting. But now there's new info, and I need to get this correct. Hold on, I don't want to misquote this title. It says Diddy Accuser returned, spent night at the alleged place where she got attacked. So she never left. She ran out. Diddy jumped in the car and drove off, and she stayed the night there after being viciously attacked. What? Hold on. I got another one too. Man, I might have to play these in out of order, because it looks like this is wild. This is just wild. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. This all dropped within the last 30 minutes on God. Okay. Yeah, this one's 29 minutes ago. What is going on in this? What in the what? Wow. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, we got some new stuff. Sorry, this all is breaking right now. Of course, shout out to News Nation for all this info. In fact, let me see if I can do the one I just found out first, and then play this one second. Okay, because yeah,
they are jaw-dropping allegations.
Hold on.
A woman says she was gang. They are.
Come on.
They are jaw-dropping allegations.
Oh, maybe it's not
A woman
that.
says she was gang raped by. They are jaw-dropping allegations.
Wait,
A
hold
woman
on.
says she was gang raped by P. Diddy and his entourage and drugged as well more than 6 years ago.
Okay, hold on. Computer's just being really, really stupid right now. Okay, so we got all that information, right? I don't know if this is in chronological order, so just ride with me because I'm just watching it right now with my own two eyes with you guys as well. But Ariel Mitchell Kidd is back on Banfield tonight again, and now she is telling us more information, I'm assuming, about this lawsuit. Okay, and this is the lawsuit that we've all been waiting for because she's been talking about it for damn near 2 weeks already, and she keeps saying it's coming out, and it finally dropped tonight. Okay, so or this late afternoon. So real quick, Nona, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much. And everybody else, if you want to become a member, please hit that membership down below. Become a member, please, and thank you. All right. Carbonize, thank you so much. It's been 84 years since someone crushed me. Whoa, okay. Hello, I'm right here. Damn. Like the like button. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But yeah, hit that like button down below. I appreciate it. Carbonized, very creative and interesting. But I appreciate it. Okay. Hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. All right. I see a bunch of y'all in here. Where are we at? We are at oh, come on. What is that? We could get to 1,000. Let's get to 1K. Okay. Just 1K. That's all I ask. But this is very interesting. So let's take a look at this. All right. Because there's 2 different videos. So let's take a listen.
They are jaw-dropping allegations. A woman says she was gang raped by P. Diddy and his entourage and drugged as well more than 6 years ago in California. Ashley Parham says the terrifying evening involved a knife fight with Diddy in which she grazed him and being shot at before she could escape with her life. So the big question is why after she finally escaped.
Hold on. Okay. The documents might be different, right? The lawsuit documents might say something different. But I will say, I will say that it does not say in the TMZ report that she was actually shot at. It just says they pulled out the trigger, pulled out the weapon, and then the trigger was pulled. That's all we know. But that's, like I said, very, very, very interesting. Let's continue on. Wow. Have mercy. Have mercy, guys. Everything's falling apart. If you can't, and you can't hear it on the TikTok because the sound is not patched into the TikTok. So you're gonna have to go over to my YouTube. Okay, guys. So go check it out over there. All right. Or just wait. I'll give you guys a breakdown here in just a little bit.
This harrowing ordeal. Why did she go back to the scene of the crime and then spend the night there?
Yeah.
It's part of a brand new lawsuit filed just hours ago against Sean Diddy Combs. I'm joined once again by the accuser's attorney, Ariel Mitchell.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but but that's the thing. That doesn't make any sense, right? You're viciously attacked, GBR'd, okay? You are GBR'd in the house. I'm not going back to the house, you see. I'm not going back to the mother-loving house. You would have to drag me, if you're lucky, back into the mother-loving house. So it doesn't make sense. But okay. Okay. I mean, whatever. If she's stranded and she has no idea how to get home, I don't know. But that's a little bit odd. I'm just saying that. Doesn't mean that it's not real. Doesn't mean that it's not true. Okay, but it is questionable. Okay.
Ariel, you're just great to stay with me over 3 blocks. I really appreciate this. Friend of the show, too, I might add. So when I'm tough as a journalist, it's certainly not personal. You know that. That is a huge question. And you just know opposing counsel is going to come at you saying all these horrific things. Literally, she lived a movie, a horror movie. And then after the police leave down the
she
block,
goes back.
She decides to go back to the apartment, let herself in, and then stayed the night. How do you explain that?
Make it make sense.
First, I want to tell you, you asked the question that I asked. I said to her the exact same thing. What made you go back? And I knew in my mind, because I've dealt with so many victims, they're really not thinking clearly. And she said, Ariel, I knew you would say that. I knew you would ask me, why did I go back? And she said, honestly, I don't even have a good explanation. All I know is I just really wasn't there. I had on a t-shirt. I was at some strange man's house, the neighbor's house, that she didn't know. She just thought she could go get her. She had no purse. She had no keys. She had no cell phone. What was she supposed to do? And she was like, I figured maybe since they left, I could at least go try and get my stuff back.
Okay, hold on. With all due respect, I'm not going to sit here and you know what I mean? That's, and challenge anything. But there is something that I am kind of wondering here, because it is seen, and yes, trauma can make you do some crazy things, especially when she has no money, no, she doesn't have anything in her possession. I get it. But at the same time, one thing that she just said that kind of threw me off is that she knew this guy. She didn't know Diddy, but she knew the friend of Diddy. Hence the reason why she was invited to the house in the first place. So she did know the guy. Now, was he involved in the GBR? I don't know. But at the same time, why would you want to go back to the place that you were GBR'd at? I mean, I'm just walking barefoot down the street then at that point. There are plenty of cell phones in the world. I can always get a new ID. F it. I'll walk down till I find the nearest gas station and ask to use a phone. That's the only thing I can think of. But going back, that's very interesting. Nonetheless, so let's continue. But she knew the guy. She knew the man that invited her to the house. That doesn't mean that this didn't happen. I'm just saying that part is not correct. She knew the person. That was a friend. At least that's what was being said before. So.
And she said, honestly, I've asked myself that many a times. I know this is probably going to come up to everybody, because any person like you and me sitting here logically, not in that situation, not having experienced that, we can sit here and judge all day and say, well, I wouldn't have done that, or that doesn't make any sense. But none of us know what we would do until we were in a similar situation. So
True.
I've been in situations where I profess, it's no way if I was in this situation, I wouldn't do X, Y, and Z. And then the minute I got in that situation, I did not do any of those things. So I do agree that was a question. I do agree to a person who's like us, who's not dealing with that or has not experienced something like that. They would say, I wouldn't have gone back. But what would you have done? You have no clothes. You have no means of getting anywhere, no purse. Your car's there, no car keys, no cell phone. And your help, the police, seemingly left you. What other option would you have?
If it goes to a jury, it's a good question. If it goes to the jury, it's going to be the reasonable mind of each juror who would make that decision. All right.
Okay, hold on. First off, I want to say this. Muggins just said, I think if she was a fake or false accuser, she wouldn't put her name out there. And she said this on TikTok. Now, that's a good point. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that would put their name out there if they know. Think about this for a second, okay? Before we continue on, think about this. And it's a good point. I don't think that I really would think that false accusers would just hide behind majority, or not majority, but would hide behind or use the option of going the pseudonym route, like the John or Jane Doe route. Why? Because maybe they're scared about their name being exposed and everybody looking them up and then ridiculing them if the lie ever gets exposed. That's a possibility. But then also you got to look at the other side too, and we have to entertain it. It has to stay on the table until proven guilty, right? There's still a possibility of this being a false accuser, with all due respect. Okay, we have to think on both sides of the fence. Okay, now if this was a situation that she did put her name out there, what if she did this in a way to say, hey, by putting my name out there, and I know that I'm lying, but optically out into the world, everyone knows that I'm being this brave individual stepping forward, and I would never put my name out there if I was a false accuser. You see what I'm saying? So instantly, you're putting your name out there to kind of relieve some of the pressure of, is she lying or not? And then we get questions or comments like what Muggins said on TikTok, which is totally understandable and totally warranted. But at the same time, we still have to look at the other side of things too. Some people are after the long con, right? Some people are after that long con and want to say, hey, they don't know. They don't have to know. You know what I'm saying? And then some are going, hey, no, F this dude. I'm putting my name out there because not only it makes me stronger, but it also emboldens other people out there, so on and so forth. That's also one of the reasons why people that put their names out there, right? Or they put their names out there so that if they go missing, you already know who did it. Think about that too. It's a way of protection. But sometimes people say, hey, I'm going to get in front of this by putting my name out there. So then nobody has to ask me. No one will challenge it because I put my name out there. And they would think no one's that crazy to put their name out there and falsely accuse somebody. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, unfortunately, it's just something that has to be put on the table. But it is something. So this is very interesting, though. Her going back, it is very interesting. But does it mean an admission of lying? The story itself is wild in itself. It feels like something you'd see like in a really messed up, jacked up, dark version of Get 'Em to the Greek. If you've seen that movie, okay, with Russell Brand. Russell Brand here. You know what I mean? So let's continue.
Ariel, like I said, I'm super appreciative that you spent this much time and that you helped us sort of navigate through the complaint. And I look forward to, I think we're going to be talking a lot more as this continues to go through the courts, this one and others. Thank you for this.
Yeah. So next part. Let's get to the next part. The next one. It's chronologically all messed up. Sorry, guys.
They are jaw-dropping allegations. A woman says she was gang raped by P. Diddy and his entourage and drugged as well more than 6 years ago in California. Ashley Parham says the terrifying evening involved a knife fight with Diddy in which she grazed him and being shot at before she could escape with her life. So the big question is why, after she finally escaped this harrowing ordeal, why did she go back to the scene of the crime and then spend the night there? It is part of a brand new lawsuit filed just hours ago against Sean Diddy Combs. I'm joined once again by the accuser's attorney, Ariel Mitchell. Ariel, you're just great to stay with me over 3 blocks. I really appreciate this. Friend of the show, too, I might add. So when I'm tough as a journalist, it's certainly not personal, you know.
No car keys, no cell phone. And
sorry, wrong one. My bad. Next one. This is the one. Sorry about that, guys.
They are jaw-dropping allegations.
What?
A woman said she was gang raped by P. Diddy and his entourage.
It's the same doggone thing. This is a late show, guys. Let me fix that. Sorry about that. I got two videos. What the hell is going on? Hold on. Okay, this is the one. Dag nabbit. But what say you guys so far? How are you thinking? What are you How are you thinking? What are you thinking in regards to
And so I need to give you a
all the information that's being put out here, especially this lawsuit, right? We haven't seen the legal documents. I'm sure there's a lot more details in there. Okay. Remember, she got sprayed with this baby oil and then she couldn't move either. Okay. She even said that too. Okay. So I am kind of curious what y'all think. Let's play this one.
And so I need to give you a
There it is.
massive flashing red warning here. What I'm about to say is quite disturbing. There's a lot of like uncomfortable language. And if you are triggered or upset by sex assaults and violent assaults, etc., then this is definitely not the show for you tonight. The accuser is named Ashley Parham, and she has agreed to allow her name to be made public. Let's be real clear about that. She is going public with her name. She says that in February of 2018, she met a man named Shane Pierce at a bar, and that Shane FaceTimed Diddy out.
Why? See, this is the problem. This is the reason why. Okay, this is the reason why I hate articles. Okay, when they're covering these kinds of when they're covering these lawsuits and all that, it's like they read the documents, but they don't read the documents. Okay, now we got another name. They didn't say the name in the article that we read. Now, if I had the paperwork, it'd be a different story, right? If I had the lawsuit, it'd be a different story. The documents, it's going to be thicker than a snicker, right? But this here, like, what the shoot, man? You instantly you're hearing the name of the friend right off the bat. The name is not listed or mentioned in the article. Why did they do that? And you know for a fact that there's more information in the legal documents that I'm sure are even more scathing, more harrowing, more jaw-dropping. And they always seem to kind of comb through it, right? And I get it, you know, not all of them are the New York Times, but at the same time, like, dang, these are legal documents. You can at least maybe just copy and paste or put a link to the actual lawsuit in there so that people can actually read the whole thing, because other names are being named in here. So there is a name of another co-conspirator right there. So I'm going to roll that back a little bit so you guys can hear that.
Going public with her name. She says that in February of 2018, she met a man named Shane Pierce at a bar, and that Shane FaceTimed Diddy outside on the sidewalk, apparently trying to impress her. But Ashley Parham says that she told both Shane and Diddy on FaceTime that she wasn't impressed. And this is important. She says she believed that Diddy had something to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur and said as much. Allegedly, Diddy warned her that she would pay for saying something like that. So let's just fast forward now to a month later, where she says this guy Shane invited her to come to his apartment. And the lawsuit says, quote, plaintiff and defendant Shane then began to watch a movie, and defendant Shane offered her a glass of water, which he retrieved and brought back to the plaintiff. A few minutes later, Ashley Parham says that P. Diddy showed up with an entourage, including his top aide, Christina Coram, an unnamed woman who is not a defendant in the suit, and 3 unnamed men, one of whom she says was Diddy's driver, and Parham says that that driver waited outside throughout the whole of what I'm about to tell you. Parham says that Diddy was antagonistic from the start and that he put a knife to her face. And now this is where I start reading directly from the complaint. Defendant Shane then partially undressed plaintiff, and then defendant Diddy removed the remainder of plaintiff's clothing, removing the knife from her face, and then retrieved a bottle of liquid from a large fanny pack. Defendant Diddy then squirted a bottle of liquid on plaintiff, which placed her in fear that she was being squirted with a chemical substance like acid. Plaintiff soon realized the substance was an oil/lubricant. Plaintiff was squirted with this liquid substance all over the entirety of her naked body. Defendant KK was then told by defendant Diddy to insert what looked like a syringe from sterile packaging into plaintiff's vagina. Defendant KK did as told, and then told defendant Diddy that she was unable to use the IUD because it had prematurely been released from its packaging, and an IUD is a birth control device. Defendant Diddy, upset by this, took the so-called syringe from defendant KK and tried inserting it into plaintiff's vagina instead. Defendant KK and Diddy began to argue as defendant KK continued to advise defendant Diddy that since
Jeez Louise.
the IUD had been prematurely released from packaging, there was no way they could insert it into plaintiff's vagina. After some time, defendant Diddy heeded the advice of defendant KK and removed the syringe from plaintiff's and handed it to defendant KK. Defendants KK and Jane Doe then exited defendant Shane's residence, leaving the plaintiff alone with defendants Diddy, Shane, and Doe's number 1 and 2. Defendant.
Hold on. What? Hold on. So they heeded the advice of defendant KK and removed the syringe. Okay. Defendants KK and Jane Doe then exited. Who the hell is Jane Doe? Who's this Jane Doe? Who the hell is this Jane Doe? Who's this other Jane Doe? So there was somebody else there, allegedly. And KK is Christina Coram. Okay, everybody. Who's KK? Christina Coram is KK, not Kim Kardashian. Okay? Just to make that abundantly clear. All right? But there is also another Jane Doe there that left, which is also interesting. So she was there too. So she was being attacked by Diddy and 2 women, maybe? Or at least a woman was in the room when this whole thing was going down. That's very interesting.
Diddy then picked up a television remote that was near to plaintiff and violently inserted it into plaintiff's vagina. Defendant Diddy, while violently raping plaintiff's television remote, told plaintiff that her life was in his hands and that if he wanted, he could, quote, take her and she would never be seen again. Plaintiff began hysterically crying from the threats by Diddy, along with the pain of being violently defendant Diddy with the television remote, as well as the lingering pain from the ordeal with the IUD syringe insertion. Defendant Diddy then instructed defendant Shane to turn plaintiff on her stomach, seemingly tired of hearing plaintiff's. Defendant Shane then grabbed plaintiff by her abdomen and hips and turned plaintiff on her stomach. Defendant Diddy then instructed defendant Shane to put a pillow over her head because he didn't want to see her face or hear her cries, and instructed defendant Shane to anally plaintiff. Defendant Shane did as he was told by defendant Diddy and began to anally plaintiff. Defendant Diddy violently raped plaintiff anally after. Defendant Doe number 2 then joined defendants Diddy and Shane, taking a turn plaintiff. Immediately after defendant number 2 raped, he exited defendant Shane's residence.
Thanks for. Whew, that's a lot. Hamburger. Wow. Okay. Wow. That was a lot. Wow. I try to mute as much as I could. Okay, but have mercy. Have mercy. But yeah, that's okay. So you saw that, okay, and that okay is very, very interesting. You saw you heard the lawsuit. You heard all the information about it. She filed. Okay, she did file allegedly. All right. But apparently this, which is weird. Hold on. I gotta find it. Give me a second, guys. This, when I was looking for it, it popped up on here, those videos, and I was like, oh my God, we got to talk about this. It's basically like Banfield did a whole show, a whole special on this new lawsuit, which I don't blame her, to be completely honest, because that is a lot of info. And this is a bombshell lawsuit. And if it is absolutely 110% true, Diddy's already in a world of trouble, but he'll be in even more trouble because of this. But let me see something here. I'm trying to get it because there's literally a video in which Ariel Mitchell Kidd is getting interviewed on Banfield by Laura Ingle, and she is basically saying that the police are not allowing her to get the paperwork, the actual reports that she filed, that Ashley Parham filed. That is a very big deal, okay? And the fact that they're not letting her have that, very strange. So let me just find it. Right quick. Prayer won't work. Yep, here it is. Let me just pull this up. Because this is a little bit of a trip down memory lane. I talked about this on my secondary channel, on the second channel, the Pascal Show clips. Please, guys, go over there.
Back to this.
Subscribe if you can. Subscribe here. Please hit that like button down below. Okay, this is a big lawsuit, huge lawsuit. And if it's true, then he's got a scar on his stomach. There should be police reports. There could be a hospital report, or at least hospital paperwork of him going into the hospital. All right. It's pretty crazy. Hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button. But let me show you guys this video on what I'm talking about. Ariel Mitchell Kidd, after being on News Nation, was talking about how she that one of the things that was huge that all of us have been looking forward to, which is seeing police reports. She said that her client went to the police and reported this attack, this vicious attack. When they try to get the paperwork so that they can put together this lawsuit properly, the police department told them that they needed a subpoena to be able to get their own client's personal report that they filed at this police department. It is odd as hell, okay? But I'm going to share this with you guys one more again on this channel. Let's take a look. Oops, it's muted. Hold on.
Accused him of rape and sexual assault. Back to this story that we have been covering about Sean Diddy Combs and your client who has accused him of rape and sexual assault. And this went back to 2018. Now, when you were on our show last week, you said the police were working with you on this case. You wanted to get the report. We talked about this. You said things were going smoothly, but now it's not. So when did that change?
Last night, actually. Wow. I got an email from them, the county, not the city police, that then said I needed a subpoena to get the records, which I think we all know about Freedom of Information Act, which requires a public information be given freely. That's why it's a federal law. So I've never experienced in any situation where I have been told I needed a subpoena to get public information. I was floored. I was shocked, and it was apparent to me that some type of cover-up is going on.
Okay. You heard it right there. Okay. This lawyer is claiming that her client went to a police department, filed out paperwork after this vicious attack. And then years later, now when they're putting together their lawsuit, putting all the evidence together so that they can take this man down, that police department says you need a subpoena to get that paperwork that your client actually filed herself, which makes no sense. Now they are looking at it and saying, hey, this has got to be some sort of cover up, because that don't make no sense. Now, the fact that you can't hear it is because it's on my YouTube channel. Okay. So everything's on the YouTube channel, but I'll give you recaps here. Stick around here if you'd like, or go over to my YouTube channel. Okay. Same title, same name as the TikTok, just so you guys know. I'm going to play a little bit more of this, but like I said, I've already played this on my secondary channel. So I highly, 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 highly recommend you guys going over there and checking out the secondary channel where I put in my commentary. And it's funny because this video, when I put it out, it didn't really do many views, but I knew for a fact that this was going to be a big deal. This is a big deal. If this is true, and she really did file a report, and the police, whatever police department they went to specifically to ask for the paperwork, and they said, no, you need a subpoena for that. That's weird. And the fact that she filed a police report and there still was no due diligence for the crime that was committed on this woman, that's insane as well. That's a huge problem. Cover up indeed, if you ask me, if this lawsuit is real. Let's continue.
Wow. I mean, when you asked them what's the problem, were they able to tell you anything more, or was a shutdown, you need a subpoena?
It was, you need a subpoena, which was not what they told me initially.
Wow.
Initially, they just said all I needed to do was send a letter on my letterhead with my client's information, the date of the report, and the report number, and that they would get the information out to me within 10 days. I even inquired if they needed any money to accomplish that, because a lot of precincts, they charge like X amount of cents per page, 10 cents, 25 cents, or they'll give you a flat fee. And I was requesting body cam footage, the actual report, and any subsequent amendments to that report. And they completely shut me down. I've never experienced this in my life.
Now, that's absolutely crazy. Okay. Again, you got information in which there's a lawsuit, or I'm sorry, there's a paperwork that was allegedly made. There is a simple stuff that she's asking for, which of course, in other places, sometimes when you're asking for paperwork, body cam footage and whatnot, they will sit there and they'll go, okay, it's going to be about $100 for all the information, right? Some of them are really expensive. I mean, even the Madeline Soto case, I mean, all that paperwork is very expensive. Okay, I mean, shoot, some people are giving up their rent money to get that kind of paperwork, because it's countless hours and hours and hours of footage and paperwork, right? Now, with this particular thing, this is a smaller file. Okay, this is not like some huge case like Madeline Soto's, so you'd expect them to get that stuff fairly easy. Maybe throw a little bit of quiche, okay, a little bit of cash, and be done, right? And get it. But no, they're sitting there saying, nope, you need a subpoena for that. And that's weird. That shouldn't be happening. That shouldn't be happening at all. That's illegal, by the way, guys. That is illegal. It wasn't being used for a trial, wasn't being used for anything of that sort. Not at all. And then now, they're trying to get it so that they can get their own version of justice. And that particular department said, yeah, you need to cough up a subpoena before you can get your hands on this paperwork. That's odd. That's very, very odd, guys. But again, guys, this is a very, very interesting turn of events. This lawsuit is very jaw-dropping. Hopefully I'll be able to find the actual documents, the lawsuit itself, by tomorrow morning, so we can take a look at it with our own two eyes, go into the gruesome details, and get all down to the nitty-gritty of all this. But at the same time, if this is 110% true, there is still a lot of corruption, potential corruption. This goes down. This trickles down with Diddy. He had other co-conspirators mentioned in that paperwork, guys. Other co-conspirators mentioned in the paperwork. One of them not only was a Christina Coram, but also Shane Pierce. Who the hell is Shane Pierce? Now I want to know, because apparently he's alleged of being the person to bring her in. Actually bring her in and then set this whole thing up. Pretty wild, guys. Pretty wild. Okay. Let's see. Dawn Grimes, thank you so much for gifting 2 memberships. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Okay. But again, guys, I will be back on tomorrow morning to talk about more of this stuff. Hopefully I'll find the paperwork if it's out there for the public to see. I mean, if TMZ got it, it's got to be public. It's got to be out here. I just haven't seen it yet. I just saw the article, had to share with you guys the news because that is some bombshell news. And what she went through, worse, just as bad, if not worse than what CASSIE has gone through. That is crazy, guys. That is absolutely crazy. But hey, what say you? Are you side-eyeing this lawsuit? Do you believe it 100%? What do you think? You'll have tonight to sleep on it and think about it so that we can talk about it tomorrow morning. And hopefully we'll have some friends on, some legal friends on to talk about this even further. Because, again, this is wild. This is wild. This is one of the wildest I've heard so far. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really means a lot. Okay. Thank you so much for being here and spending the time chopping it up with me. Okay. Of course, this Diddy train is still going crazy. Keeps going up in flames. Maggie G. Do you know where I can find it, Maggie G? Let me know if it's just been released. Let me know. But in the meantime, don't forget, before you head out, hit that like button down below. Let's get it to 1K. Before you head out, just hit the like button, okay? Because it's late, and I just gave you some late breaking news. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that reaction button, hit that follow button if you're watching on other platforms. If you're watching on the TikTok, please hit that follow button. Follow. I'll give you guys as much information as I can in these lives. Sometimes it's hard to make 15 million videos and TikToks at the same time. So please keep checking the lives. We're going to be going live a lot with these allegations and these lawsuits, okay? Don't forget to subscribe on my main channel here. If you're watching on YouTube, go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Crush it. The Pascal Show Clips. All right? We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers on the secondary channel. Okay? So please subscribe if you can. That'd be amazing. All right? Of course, hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon if you want to support even further. Patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Check out locals.com/The Pascal Show as well. We got some really great members and really great stuff going on those platforms. Also, check out pascalmerch.com. We got some really cool t-shirts, really cool holiday stuff as well. So go check it out. All right. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Your boy's tired. I need to go to sleep. But I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.